Welcome to today's video, where I'm going to be rating every single driver in the top 4 teams as first half of the 2026 season before the Dutch Grand Prix. First up, we have Isack Hadjar, who, in his first half of his first season for Red Bull, has been pretty strong, consistently in the points, occasionally outperforming Max Verstappen, and proven that the curse of the Red Bull second seat is slowly starting to fade away. Isack Hadjar has really impressed. He's 8th in the standings. His best result was P4, which would have been a podium if it wasn't for the shenanigans in Monaco. 68 points so far. But Verstappen has had the edge, and Verstappen is always going to have the edge because he's the lead driver, but Hadjar has been really impressive. Much more impressive than Albon, Gasly, Tsunoda, even Perez towards the end. I think he's nailing down his seat at Red Bull, and we could see him there for some time. And for those very reasons, I'm going to give Isack Hadjar for his first half of the 2026 season an 8 out of 10. A really impressive start for Isack Hadjar, and I hope he can continue that for the rest of the season. Next up, we have the other Red Bull driver, Max Verstappen. Lost the championship last year. The car hasn't been great, particularly at the start. He's had some bad luck, a couple of crashes here and there. It hasn't been his most impressive season, but his pace is definitely still there. And he's starting to put together some very impressive performances due to the upgrades to his Red Bull. Even though he's had quite a few DNFs, he's wiped the floor with Hadjar, like he has done with all of his teammates. Best result of P2 came very close to the win in Austria. 109 points. He's 6th in the standings. He's probably a little bit too far away from the World Championship, and I think he hasn't been at the high level as he was towards the end of last season. He's been a bit reckless. He's been involved in a few incidents. The car hasn't been great, but it's not been peak Verstappen. So for those reasons, he's also getting an 8 out of 10, the same as his teammate Isack Hadjar. Next up, we have Oscar Piastri, who hasn't really been that impressive. He's got a couple of podiums. Could have got the win in Japan, but in that inconsistent McLaren, he just hasn't been at his best. And I think he has been struggling this season, and particularly struggled against his teammate Lando Norris in that same machinery. He too has a best result of P2. He's between the two Red Bulls in the standings, 92 points, but Norris has just been the better driver. Norris won in the last race in Hungary, and Oscar just hasn't had that pace. He's been very inconsistent, crashed in Australia, some reliability problems. He's not that early 2025 Oscar Piastri. He needs to find his form back because his confidence, it's probably at the lowest it's probably been since the start of 2024. And his disappointing performances warrant a measly 6 out of 10. Next up, we have the reigning world champion Lando Norris, who in that inconsistent McLaren has been able to get some good performances, particularly his win a couple of weeks back in Hungary. He's finding his form again, and he's proven probably why he is the reigning world champion. He's wiping the floor with his teammates, and he's rising up the ranks in the championship standing. After a bit of a shaky start, he's risen to 5th in the standings. A win last time in Hungary, over 125 points. His quali head-to-head, well in favour of himself, and his race head-to-head's a little bit closer, but still wiping the floor with Piastri. In a McLaren that hasn't really been there performance-wise up until Hungary and maybe Japan. Lando's proven why he's one of the best on the grid. He's proven why he's a world champion, and he's proven why he could maybe challenge for the world championship if McLaren get their upgrades right. And he's been one of the best on the grid this season, so he's getting a whopping 9 out of 10. Next up, we have Lewis Hamilton, who has regained his form this season. After a torrid last 3 or 4 years, he's back. He's winning races, he's getting on the podium, and he is in a great position to challenge for a world championship, which no one, even me, a massive Lewis Hamilton fan, did not expect going into this season. It's been pretty close between himself and his teammates. He's won in Barcelona, he's 2nd in the standings. He's had a lot of bad luck. Miami damage, Belgium penalties, Silverstone penalties and safety cars. He's had quite a lot of bad luck this season, Lewis Hamilton. But he's proven that he's back. He's regained his form a little bit in qualifying. He's proven that he's able to beat Leclerc on a consistent basis, particularly in the quali and race head-to-heads, which is very close. But he has been exceptional, much better than 2025. For me, he's been one of the best on the grid, and he gets a 9.5 out of 10. Moving on to Charles Leclerc, who He had a bit of a rough patch, Monaco and Barcelona and stuff, but he's picked up form lately, winning in Silverstone. He has beaten Lewis in the last few races, probably due to penalties and Lewis's bad luck, but Charles hasn't been on the level of maybe 2025, but he's still proven he's top quality and in the race. For me, he's still a title contender, even though he's in P4. He's won a race, he won the British Grand Prix. His race head-to-head's actually higher than Lewis Hamilton. His quality head-to-head, he's just behind him. He's on 138 points. If Ferrari get their upgrades right, he's proven he can beat Lewis. It's simple as that. He's probably at a better qualifying form than Lewis Hamilton as well. Charles could be up there. His first half hasn't been too impressive though, compared to maybe 2025 and 2024. He hasn't been amazing, so he's only getting a 7.5 out of 10. Charles Leclerc. George Russell. You got to feel for the lad. He's had the unluckiest first half of the season. You know, he's clearly not got the same card as Kimi Antonelli, and he should be right there. But he has been disappointing. His first half has been disappointing compared to the expectations put on him from last year. You know, he's won a couple of races, but Antonelli's just been so clear. The head-to-head looked pretty decent. This is obviously including sprints. He's obviously still in the fight. He's got more experience. Last year, for me, he was one of the best on the grid. George Russell is more than capable of winning the World Championship. He's a better driver at the moment than Kimi Antonelli. I still believe that. But this bad luck has to end at some point. And I do think there's maybe something a little bit fishy going on at Mercedes, with the way they're probably treating George, because it's a completely different car. But we can't gloss over that. And a 6.5 for me is probably generous. And finally, we have the championship leader, Kimi Antonelli, the star boy, the man who has dominated this season. Yes, he's had the quickest car, but he's wiped the floor with everybody, including his teammate. And he is the favourite, and he probably is going to win the World Championship this year. What a performance. What a first half of the season this man is having. He's P1 in the standings. He's on 219 points. Multiple race victories. He's just wiping the floor with everyone. And he's had a couple of little mistakes here and there. He's had bad reliability in Silverstone and in Barcelona. He probably should be even higher up the table. But what a performance from this young man. He is a future star. He's a future GOAT. He's going to be winning championships for the next 10, 15, maybe even 20 years. And he's starting this season. And of course, he's been the best driver. He's getting a 10 out of 10. There we go then. The first half of the 2026 season and all top 4 teams. Drivers have been ranked. Lewis Hamilton and Kimi Antonelli coming out on top. Let me know if you want me to do a midfield version. And I will be doing one at the end of the season, so stay tuned for more. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching if you made it this far, and I will catch you all in the next one. See you later.